Hi, welcome to today's video, and today we'll be talking about attraction, and specifically we'll be handling romantic attraction. And first, if you're new in this channel, my name is Grace and we are all about relationships, dating, and all this is towards creating a good foundation for marriage. So if you are interested in that kind of content, make sure to subscribe if you've not yet subscribed so that you don't miss any of our videos. Okay, and so we get to the points. We'll be talking about just 4 points on truths about romantic attraction, and we'll at the end have a bonus point if you stick to the end, which I hope you will. Okay, so the first one is, this attraction is a gift from God. And why I believe it is a gift from God is because it is something inbuilt. We don't acquire it all of a sudden in life. It comes in us, just instilled inside of us. And for example, when you look at the story of Adam, when Adam saw Eve, he was attracted to her. He had named the animals. He had seen all the animals, and there's no animal that he looked at and called all of a sudden bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. And honestly, the Bible just gives us a summary of whatever happened. And remember, Genesis was written by Moses, inspired by the Holy Spirit, and we are told a lot happened. Of course, I don't think all that Adam said is, oh, flesh of my flesh, bone of my flesh, bone of my bones. I believe there's something else he most likely told Eve, because he felt attracted to her. And if you even remember yourself as a teenager, as a preteen, you most likely were attracted to someone, right? You are attracted to someone of their opposite gender, because that is how we are created. And why I believe it is a gift, and God has given this gift, is because it is how we identify a potential partner. Unless it is an arranged marriage, attraction is involved in some way when you are identifying someone. Yeah, you first get attracted to this person, then one thing leads to another. And another thing I believe God has given us this gift is because it helps with physical intimacy, which is what we would call mating. Yeah, when it comes to physical intimacy in marriage, it is more exciting and fun when you are engaging with someone you are attracted to, right? Yes, the second one is, attraction is not just physical. You might be attracted to someone physically, and I know that is what, when we hear attraction, that is what we normally see most times. But beyond what we see, you might be attracted to someone's passion, how they are passionate about either serving God or passionate about certain things. It could be how they do some things, maybe how this person speaks. It could be how this person plays a certain instrument. It could be how they talk. It could be how they dance, how they do things, how they are kind to people. Basically, it's not just physical, right? And for example, this I'll give my own personal example. I think for me, all along, I've come to realize that I would get attracted mostly to people who are committed in ministry. Like when I look back, anybody that I actually considered dating was someone who was very passionate about serving God in their own way. Either someone was committed in prayer, in serving. Like now my husband, he used to be very committed in, he would come early, and I'd just go to church, going early to serve, and I'd find him already there setting up instruments for church, and he'd be among the last people to leave, because he has to sit down and put the instruments back where they should be. So and the other person I dated was someone who was very committed in prayer and he was in charge of discipleship and Bible study in campus. So these are people who are passionate. And the situationships I got into, one person was very committed in praise and worship. The other person was a leader. He was actually a chairperson in a Christian union in one of the big universities in Kenya, right? So that passion and commitment in serving God is what I think attracted me to people. Okay? Yeah, so it's not basically just about physical and how people look, right? The other one about attraction is attraction cannot sustain a marriage. That alone and on its own cannot sustain a marriage. And why do I say it cannot sustain a marriage? Because how someone does things and how things maybe how you're attracted to certain things is not all that has to do with marriage. Marriage is not just about all these nice feelings, right? It comes with other commitments, and that's why it's not just, yes, it will start with attraction, but you have to go from attraction to being friends, and beyond being friends, committing to this one person. Okay, so it goes beyond feeling all these nice feelings and excitement about this person to friendship and also to commitment. Actually, marriages are sustained more by commitment. And that is why we are told love is a choice. It is a decision you make to commit to this one person for the rest of your life and for the time that God will give you to live on this earth. Because now that will lead me to the next point. But just before I mention that next point, it is important that I insist that attraction on its own will not be able to sustain a marriage. Yes, God has given us so that it helps us with physical intimacy and noticing a potential partner. But when we go to marriage goes beyond the nice feelings. It goes beyond that. And that is why you have to be very clear in your head. Don't move with feelings. Don't move with attraction when you're choosing a potential partner. You need God. There's a lot that is involved. I've even talked about it in compatibility. When I was talking about compatibility, there's a lot that involves marriage. And attraction is just a snippet, right? And that leads us to the fourth point, which is attraction can fade. And most times, okay, it actually fades. Attraction fades. And one reason it could fade is because of familiarity. And that is why when you hear people who have already gotten married, and that's why I was saying marriage cannot be sustained by attraction on its own, is because when you get married, a lot happens. And one thing that happens is familiarity. You get used to hanging out with this person. There's nothing, you might find there's nothing really exciting, right? You have to actually be very intentional to keep your marriage exciting. The first 1 year, 2 years might be exciting, but trust me, when now you are having babies, you are having responsibilities and all this stuff, it can easily become like a contract where you just come and say, oh, school fees, or food, or children, discipline, and all that. And marriage stops being exciting and all. It doesn't mean that attraction has died. That's why people say, oh, I no longer love my partner. It's not that the attraction died. It's just went fading because of familiarity, hanging out with this person until you start taking them for granted. Another reason where that could cause attraction to fade is when someone is out of sight. The way we say, out of mind, out of out of sight, out of mind, right? Like the people you are attracted to when you're in primary school or high school or even in college, honestly, when you stop hanging out with this person, attraction stops. You stop having those nice feelings about that person. And in the same way, when you start hanging out with someone a lot, you might not have realized even at first that you could get attracted to them, but because of hanging out with this person a lot, you find yourself starting to get attracted, and the more time you spend with this person, the stronger the attraction gets. So in the same way, when you detach with someone, attraction fades, and that is how actually you handle situationships or even breakup. Just distance yourself from the person, and somehow the attraction starts fading and going away. And that is something I mentioned when I was talking about how to handle situationships, how to get over situationships. When you just detach yourself from connecting with this person, then the attraction fades away and you're able to break off. So it's good to note that attraction fades, right? And before I go to the bonus point, if you have liked this content so far, kindly give us a thumbs up, right? And if you have more of points on attraction and romantic attraction, give us a comment and let's keep the discussion going on. Now I'll get to the bonus, and the bonus is attraction could happen with more than one person. I know I've mentioned just in the previous points, you could have picked it along, that the way you'd find yourself attracted to people when you are growing up, and that actually happens even when you get married. You might still find yourself once in a while attracted to someone, just maybe how they do things and all, but your commitment to your partner is what sustains you and helps you stay focused, that you don't entertain any other form of attraction that could come along with anyone around you, either someone at work, someone in your circles, maybe in church, maybe in your neighborhood. Okay, so you might find yourself attracted to more than one person. It's good to mention that because you might find all these stories about soulmates, and you now imagine that you can only be attracted to one person, and then when you start getting attracted to someone, you think that this is it. If it doesn't work, then I will never find someone else. No, the thing that you are attracted to, like the way I've mentioned, people being committed in ministry is what I used to get attracted to now when I think about it. And so people who are committed in ministry, you find I got attracted to them. In the same way, you might find you are attracted to someone who maybe speaks with passion, maybe preaches with passion, or they play a certain instrument in church with a lot of passion. So that is what you are attracted to. And trust me, you might find more than one or two people who do that, right? So it could happen with more than one person. But what keeps you grounded in a relationship is the commitment you have made, and the fact that you have prayed about it and you know that this is the person for me, this is what God's will is over my life. Okay, so that is what keeps you going. And when God confirms that this is the person I have for you, right? Yes, so all this attraction with other people will not be grounded if you have made up your mind who you're going to continue your life with, who you're going to be committed with for the rest of your life. Thank you for watching to the end, and if you've not yet watched the video on where will he or she come from, make sure to have a look at it. It's linked below, and see you in that video. Or if you've already watched, see you in the next video next week. Thank you. God bless you.